Kamisha.
Ms. Jones, let me review why so many people choose to invest in Cutco. You will always have sharp American-made knives that are comfortable, safe, and sanitary. Cutco is guaranteed to last forever, so it would be the last set of knives you'd ever buy.
Mm-hmm.
And Cutco saves a lot of money. Most customers who buy Cutco eat out less. If that saves $60 a month, it's $720 saved this year. Over 25 years, you'll save $18,000.
Okay, and you want to get comfortable with that, so you can have a conversation. So you're like, so hey, auntie, if you guys, let's say you guys save $60, all right? If you guys did that once a month, all right, $60 a month, and you could write that down. You're like, well, then that means you guys do that for 12 months. That's $720 that you guys saved this year, you know? And if you guys did that for, let's say, 25 years of cooking, all right, that's $18,000 that you guys just saved. Pretty cool. So Cutco pretty much pays for itself. So there's several reasons why people choose to invest in sats, and then you go through that. Good. All right. So you wanna. This is all meant to be very conversational, and that's why you want to get comfortable with it. So tip number 2, put here next to selecting. So we put here to flip to be on the page of the set. So psychologically, they're looking at sets. Second thing, put next to selecting the best option, put there memorize. All right. You guys want to memorize your closing as soon as possible. And this is it. It's 1 page. It's on 2 pages, 8 and 9, but it's this and this. All right. This is comparing prices. This is presenting the price. Again, this is comparing prices. This is presenting the price. So this is comparing against the competitors. So are you able to have a conversation? You want to get this down. All the top guys I've coached, by the way, everyone on that wall up here, these guys have earned $2,000 to $5,000 or more their first week in the job. Sean Shraiky was recommended by Andy Shanti, my #1 rep. And Sean, at the time, broke the all-time national record and earned $10 grand in income in his first week on the job, by the way. And Sean's record's been broken, I think, like 7 times since. It's held now by this dude, Kenny Coleman. Or I heard someone might have broken his record. I have to see if they finally did it. But 36,317 is the national record, last I know. But regardless, you know, these guys, one of the things that every single big performer, big sales performer, like I had, Carlos Luna, who in 5 weeks, I coached him to sell over $50,000 of Cutco, by the way, 55 grand. He was top 10 All-American scholarship winner, and he did that in 5 weeks. And, you know, we sat down, and the first thing when I met with him at this training, and when he came back from his first weekend, I said, you've got to have your 8 and 9 down by Wednesday. He's like, I almost have it down already. I go, by Wednesday, I want to hear it word for word. And what I had him do, because I coached him from the beginning, and he said, hey, Kathy, I really want to hit one of those high levels. See, I don't have a lot of time before school starts. And I told him, I said, if you want to get it down, I said, you've got to get comfortable with comparing prices. I said, knowing your 8 and 9, by the way, you could read straight from it. Reading straight from it, you're going to get a 60% closing with a $300 average order. Cool? That's what national shows. Now, if you want to get higher, one of the things you mentioned earlier is confidence, right? So instead of reading about prices, when you can have a conversation about prices, it's more impactful, all right? But you want to say this word for it. So, you know, I told him, I said, record yourself saying it. This is like a song. You are not changing the words. I said, you've got to get these words down. I said, it's like a song. You ever heard a song remix and you hear the country version, the hip hop version, the techno version, same words, different beat. You're going to put your personality, that's the beat, but those are the words to the song. So get them down. And so he recorded himself. He's like, oh yeah, Kathy. He like came next. He's like, I got it down. I'm like, let's hear it. You know, and he did it. He did an awesome job, you know, closed me. He said, yeah, I recorded myself. I made it like a beat. So it was like a song. He's like, I was singing in the shower. And my mom walked by like, what are you saying? He's like, don't worry about it, Mom. You know, and I was like, Luna, you're a mess. He's like, what? I got it down. All right, but you've got to be able to say it. So when you get to here, I'm like, hey, Ms. Jones, when it comes to high quality cutlery, it's like anything else. There's a wide variety of quality and prices. Cutco is top rated, so we only compare to the best stuff. So this right here, when we pull out the comparison, is a price comparison for our top competitors. So you've got Wusthof, you got Schön. You know, have you heard of them before? And they'll tell you yes or no. You're like, all right, awesome. Well, hey, these, or as you already know, these are super high quality. They're made overseas. They're the top 2 selling brands in stores. Wusthof is the most purchased. So I'm gonna, you know, and by the way, they have different, you know, types of sets which range in price. But Wusthof is the most popular. The price you can see here is, you know, and you're going through. So through this process, you're letting them know, like, hey, there's a wide range. All right, we only compare to the best. And why are we saying that? So they don't go, well, I saw them for cheaper at, you know, Macy's. Well, they might have, but it might have been a different set. What I mean by that is Wusthof is a top quality brand, right? Kind of like BMW, right, is a high quality brand of car. Well, is there only one BMW type? No. All right. What's more expensive, a 3 Series or a 7 Series? 7 Series, same thing. Wusthof has their Grand Prix, they have their Classics, they have their Blackwood. Blackwood is their 7 Series. That's what you guys are showing them, by the way, in the comparison, is the 7 Series model. So it's the same thing. So when you're saying, hey, they have different sets that range in prices, the reason we say that is because at Bed Bath & Beyond, they might have seen the 3 Series. So then they're like, wait, it was cheaper. Well, they were looking at a 3 Series. They weren't looking at the 7 Series. So what we're showing them is, hey, this is the best ones you're going to get. This is the 7 Series model. So these are $3,300. And if you guys go to Williams-Sonoma, you go to the mall, you go to Bed Bath & Beyond, if you're looking at Wusthof Blackwood or online, that is the price of their 7 Series. You can find them on sale for about $2,000. And then you talk about the differences with us, all right, and that. And so you go through like, hey, and I remember being new guys, and by the way, you're going to be tested on Wednesday. I want to see where you're at with your closing. So know that on Wednesday, you will be tested on your 8, 9, and 15. I want to see where you guys are at. 15 should be memorized, those 3 bullets. 8 and 9, you should feel comfortable with it. By the end of the week, you should have your 8 and 9 down, all right? And then guys, after that, if you don't have them down, you will be on a probation. I don't want people out there working if they don't have their basics. Kind of like if you wait tables. Like when I was a waitress, before I could wait tables, guess what I had to memorize? The menu. Yep. My sister worked. When I worked at a Cheesecake Factory. Oh my God, the menu's humongous. All right, I worked like a little Italian place, but I still had to memorize all the menu, what comes in it. Like I had to know that in order to. I played sports my whole life. Guess what? I wasn't going to be out on the court playing basketball or if I didn't know the plays. All right, you have to know the plays, right? Anyone who plays sports, if they call out a play and you're like, no, like you need to know. They say blue 22, you know where you go. It's the same deal. All right, so you've got your foundation, your 8, 9, and 15. That's your closing, your recommendations. You've got to get those down. It is your business. It is your money, and it's really you growing a great business. All right, a sustainable, strong business. So anyway, you guys will be quizzed on that, but you guys want to get this down. And so the flow of it is, hey, there's the comparisons. There's a lot of different brands you're going to find. This is the best stuff, top rated in stores. You're building them up. When I was new, I was building them up to like here. I was like, I didn't want to build them up too high. And then I'm like, oh, here's how we compare. We're better. Well, what I didn't realize is the higher you build them up, the higher you're building yourself up. All right. So make sure you're building them up. And then I'm like, hey, they're the best you're going to get in stores, yada, yada, yada. Hey, here's how we compare. Boom. All right. And Ms. Jones, most people who own Cutco, they'll tell you it's like 10 times better than I've ever used. I know you haven't had a chance to really use it that much yet, but considering the new features, the guarantee, most people agree it's at least twice as good as the overseas brands. And when something's twice as good, offers twice the quality of value, what do you expect to pay in price? Twice the price. And at twice the price, you're talking well over, $5,000 for just a basic set of Cutco. All right. So right here, I don't know if did you guys use the average sale price? Did you use the regular price? What number do you have on the bottom of page 8? You're talking over 6,000. So that would be with the regular price. So yeah, so you're like, so Ms. Jones, if you're looking at the retail price then at twice the price, you're talking well over $6,000. All right, for a basic set of Cutco if it was sold in stores. Cool. Now, as I said earlier, this is our Homemaker Plus 8. It's our most popular set. It's perfect for families that cook 2 to 4 times a week. It has the 10 basic tools I explained earlier, has the 8 table knives, has a sharpener for the straight edges. We also have the Homemaker set without the table knives, and you can add the steak knives or the stainless steel flatware if you wanted to put them in the drawer. Now, the great thing is that it doesn't cost $6,000, although it would be if it was sold in stores. As a matter of fact, it's not even as much as Wusthof on sale, which is $2,000, all right? Our complete set, our basic set, all right, with the 8 table knives is actually only $12.12. Cool? And I joke around like, you can pay for it in full. I'm like, but most people don't. Like I said earlier, I'm assuming you didn't put away a couple grand for the knife girl to come by. So we have our Easy Pay. It's 5 pay. So it's just a different way of saying 5-month interest-free investment option. You can just say, hey, we have our Easy Pay. It's 5 payments. It's interest-free. And I'll teach you guys. You'll get more advanced with different things, but just getting comfortable. You're like, hey, it's 5 pay. It's Easy Pay. And all it would be is you'd put a deposit of $264. All right? And I always tell them so they can try it out. So I'm like, that's the deposit, and you can try it out for 3 weeks and just see how you like it, Ms. Jones. Because you guys remember that, right? They have 3 weeks to try it out. 15-day unconditional money back. It's 15 business days.
Oh.
Cool? So it's 3 weeks. So they got 3 weeks to try it out. So I'm like, so you can put down the 264 deposit, try it out for 3 weeks, and see how you like it. Cool. So Ms. Jones, we have a buy now bonus where if you get something today, I can actually give you for free if you guys got that set, the matching kitchen tool set, or the entertainer pack, or super shears for free. Cool. Which one of those gifts do you like better? Ooh, I love scissors. Ooh, I love whatever. I'm like, all right, great. Like, well, I wouldn't be doing my job if I didn't ask you. Is that a set you guys would want to go ahead and try out? Again, you could pay for it in full or just do the deposit. See how you like it, go from there.
Okay, we're still scratching out the panna cooking. Okay.
No panna. No more panna. All right. But, and guys, this is just a little bit of different verbiage, but we told them they have 3 weeks, right, to use it. They have 3 weeks, 15 business days, all that. So we're just, and again, this will evolve, but it's making it more comfortable for your customer. So you're like, hey, it's 12/12, you could pay for it in full, that includes the shipping. Most people don't do that, assuming you didn't put away a couple grand waiting for the knife girl, or the knife guy. So a lot of people use our our easy pay option, all right? And so you can put down a deposit for $264, try it out for 3 weeks and see how you like it. And let them know in miles, they'll charge you the same amount every 30 days, or you can call and pay it off whenever you want. Cool? So just so you guys know, that's how that works. So they put down the 20% deposit. On any set, a customer puts down 20%. That's the 5-pay. They put down the 20%. They get it. They have 3 weeks to use it. Make sure they love it. And guys, worst case, what happens? They send it back. Like if they didn't like it for any reason, they send it back. They get 100% of their money back. All right? They had free Cutco for 3 weeks. That's worst case. Best case, which is pretty much what always happens, is they're going to fall in love, and they can either call and pay the whole thing off, or they get charged the same amount, easy pay, every 30 days. Cool? So you show that to them. And they're like, yeah, you know what? Let's do that. And by the way, when you do all these steps I just showed you properly, and you ask for the order, when you do a great job, and your customer is like really considering it, when you ask, hey, do you want to go ahead and do that today? Guess what happens with most of your customers? They stay quiet. Some give you the knee jerk, all right? But when you do a great job, the ones that are looking at it, they very rarely say yes right away. If they say yes right away, you're typically going to sell more, okay? Most people go, huh. And they'll stay quiet for a minute or two sometimes, and it's like an eternity in silence, all right? And guys, what just happened is you did a dang good job and they want it. So now they're like, huh, I wasn't planning on buying today, but dang, this stuff is great. Do I really need it? Am I gonna use it? And they're going through a series of questions. They're like, all right. And that's why I like breaking this down. And I'm like, hey, Miss Jones, like when I'm like, so I always like to put the weekly amount, all right, of what they would pay. And then I even split it up if there's 2 of them. So I'm like, by the way, if you guys did, the homemaker, this would be basically, you guys would have to put aside, if you guys kept the easy pay option, per month, you'd have to put $66 aside per week, which means each of you would have to put aside $33 each per week, all right? Is that something you guys would feel comfortable with? And I want them to look at that, all right? And if they were like, oh, it's more than we wanted to spend today, more than we'd want to do or whatever, and I'm like, all right, cool. I'll find out. Is it more than they want to spend, or is it more than they want more tools than they want to start with, all right? Because if it's more than they want to spend, and I talked about this earlier, what can you guys do? You do the trade-in. They trade in their stuff, and they can get like a $200 discount. Or they could get like $350 or whatever the heck they want for free. So we'll tell you guys those deals over the phone. I'm gonna show you that Wednesday, but make sure your customer knows like they can trade in there. And if it's a virtual, they can't give you the knives. Say, it's an honor system. Can you drop them at local Salvation Army or Goodwill, because we donate them to charity. That's where they go. They get donated to charity. Whatever they can reuse, they'll reuse. Whatever they can't, they'll recycle. All right. So letting them know that, or donating food cans. All right. Yeah, we're at B Banquet. I got receptionist selling. First sale of her career. She's never been through sales training. So,
That's so exciting.
We're running out our first sale. Let's go. It's cool, man. It feels good to write up that first order form. Even when it's a cutting board, you're like, yeah. Yeah. So if they don't do that, then guys, what I do is I write stuff down very clearly underneath. So if they were like, they didn't want to do all that today. We dropped to a galley. I would show them, I'm like, all right, and we dropped to the next page. I'm like, hey, we do have 2 smaller sets that a lot of people like. And Miss Jones, it almost has all the tools you were looking at. It's, you know, a few less tools for a lot less money. It doesn't have the butcher, which is your heavy duty. It doesn't have the master carving set for the turkeys. And instead of 8 table knives, it has 6, okay? But you do still have the air knife that I showed you, the small utility trimmer. It has a spatula spreader. It has the one you cut the rope with. It has a turning fork. It has the chopper, and it has the bread knife. Cool? And it comes with 6 of the table knives. And that one, if you do the galley plus 6, and this is how I write it, like it's $874. And again, you could pay for it all in full if you want, but most people do the deposit, which would be $192 today, which means if you guys kept it on Easy Pay, you'd need to put aside $48 per week. So between the both of you, it would be $24 each. If you guys did the basic without the table knives, that's $676. And this right here would come out to $148 is what the deposit would be. If you guys kept it on the Easy Pay option, it would be, you'd have to put aside about $37 a week from the budget, which would be about $18 each. Cool. And if you guys got either of those, you could still do the kitchen tools or the scissors. Would either of those work better for you? And they're like, oh yeah, let's do this. I sold the crap out of galleys. I made my living off of galley sets my first summer. Then I got really confident. I averaged a complete set a week. I sold a lot of, kitchen systems. We didn't have signatures back then. When Signature came out, I sold the crap out of those in 2010. I sold 27 grand in 2 weeks, and it was mostly flatware chest and signature sets. But I sold the crap out of them. But back then, when I was a rep, we didn't have that set. So I sold, I sold a good amount of homemakers, but if they didn't get a homemaker, this is pretty much what I always sold. I mean, you guys tell me, if someone works full time, can they afford $37 per week? Yes. Husband and wife, $18 each. Can they do that? Even if they worked at like the mall, they could afford $18 each, And we're not targeting people who work at the mall. We're targeting career, right? They have a career, they have a home, they have a family. They work as an accountant or a teacher or a secretary. Even if, the guy's a mechanic, the wife is a secretary, or the wife is a teacher, he's a garbage man. Like those are all 50 to 60 grand plus household incomes. Every single one of them can afford this, no problem. And this is something we were talking about yesterday on the phone. When it comes to buying Cutco, it's not whether someone can afford it or not. All right. The only way they could not afford it is what? If they don't have a job, But if they work full time, they could afford it. It's, do they feel it's worth it? And do they want to spend their fun money on it? All right. All right. And this is something we spoke about yesterday before he went and sold his first homemaker set. Like families, guys, when families are, when someone tells you, oh, honey, it's not in the budget. Well, no crap, it's not in the budget. Who the heck said, oh, honey, make sure when you put the budget for next month, put aside for that random kid that's going to call us. Like they had no idea. So families, customers, they have a monthly budget. Have you guys heard of this before? All right. What's in the monthly budget?
Car note, house note.
Yep, all the planned expenses, right? House, car, insurance, electricity, food, everything that's planned. Everything that's planned. You have all your planned expenses, and then you have what's left over, all right? And for some people, it's very little, and for others, it's more. And the leftover is called disposable income, expendable income, whatever it is. It's the fun money, okay? What do people like to spend this on? Whatever they're excited about. Exactly. People spend this money, the unplanned, this is the little bit of extra for whatever they are excited about. Ideally, sometimes it's things you're not excited about because something happens like the pipes break, a car accident, a speeding ticket, right? That's unplanned. I didn't say, like, when I went to Israel, by the way, Israel, if someone says to you, oh, we can't go because we're going on vacation, that's crap, that's planned. When I went to Israel, I planned ahead. I knew that I wanted to put aside, whatever, $4,000 for my trip. So that was for my flight, that was for my housing, I was going to be there. That was in the budget. What wasn't in the budget was the freaking, I don't know what the hell I caught the last day from the water. I had to get a spinal tap. I was in the hospital overnight. Like when I came back, I caught some bug, and I ended up having $8 grand in hospital bills. My insurance covered most of it, but I still paid $2,700 out of pocket. That went into here. That was not planned money, okay? So I was like, crap. So I had to cut back on random, like, cool shirt, cool this. Like, I just spent $2,700 on the damn Spinal Tap that I had not planned on, all right? So this is unplanned money. So when people tell you, oh, honey, we can't buy because we're going on vacation. Oh, we can't buy, oh, it wasn't in the budget. Well, no crap. Cutco's never in the budget, guys. Maybe 0.5% of America, maybe, that's redoing their kitchen and needed knives. But we don't even look for those people. We just look for nice families that'll help us out and do a quick presentation. So we run into those by accident randomly, or some people intentionally, because they ask, who do you know who's redoing their kitchen? But it's such a small percent of our customers. Most of our customers, they're doing, oh, you get paid to do, oh, sure, come over. They weren't even planning on buying. They see the presentation. They go, oh, my God, this is amazing. And it makes sense. I buy it once, I use it every day, and I have it forever. That's awesome. So now it's finding where it fits best in their budget. And closing a sale is finding your customer's comfort zone. Once you've built the value, once you've built the excitement, once you've done all that, when we get to closing, now it's just finding what works best for them today. And by breaking it down, it makes it a lot easier for people to see how they can do that today. And if they don't want to do that, well, then we'll drop down to the starter sets. The starter sets, are you kidding me? They're $22 a week, $27 a week, $31 a week, $23 a week, $30 a week, $28 a week. So if there's two of them, it's $14, $15, $12, $11, $14, $13 each. Can people do that? They spend more than that at like Chipotle, you know, like getting a burrito and a soda and a guacamole. Huh? Yeah, you just spent that. So do you guys see why I'm saying it's not whether they can afford it or not? When someone's like, oh, we just can't afford it. That's a smoke screen. That's bull caca. It's not the real objection, all right? They either just weren't excited about it, or they didn't feel it was worth it, or they just had other things they wanted to spend their money on. And so they used that, oh, I can't afford it. That's crap, unless they lost their job. You know, like that's the only reason. That's a real thing. If they're like, oh, honey, we can't get it. I just lost my job. Well, of course, they shouldn't be spending any money yet. They have no idea when money's coming in. Does that make sense? Yeah. So know that. So that's why you've got to be excited, because they've got to be excited if they're going to use their nail money or whatever. This is not a, oh, cute shirt. Oh, you know what? I'm not going to pay the light bill. I'm going to get a shirt instead. No, that cute shirt on sale, or honey, you guys want to go to the let's go to the movies. That comes from this money. Got it? And even here, I have allocated each month in my budget fun money. And then there's the extra. I get to do whatever I want with money, but there's a certain amount of that, all right? And some people, like I said, have more and some have less, you know, whatever it is. But you find. So I rather drop down. Like if someone's like, oh my God, honey, we just got in a car accident. The roof caved in. The pipes broke. Like you know, like oh, we just can't. All right. I'd rather sell them one knife. And by the way, most of the time I'll end up doing a starter set that's like $20 a week. Because $80, a payment of $90 or $89, is that really going to make a difference for them this month? No, is the answer. If the roof was $512, or if it was $592, would they go, oh no, now we can't do it? Of course they would do it. Like that $50, $75, $100 is not going to make a big difference for the month. It's just they're just overwhelmed with a lot of things. So that's where I'm like, hey, did you like Cutco? Would you want to get it in the future? This is called reserving their first call. And you guys, here, let me rewind before. So you guys got this? You guys feel good with this? Okay. So by the way, if you do a great job, most of your sales are going to end up being right here. All right. Especially they can still do the trade-in special with this. Any sets that have table knives, they can trade in to do discounts and stuff. If they don't have table knives, we can still hook them up with extra free stuff, especially right now for the holidays. There's so many great sales running, all right? But if they don't do a galley, so I want you guys to go, so we just went through 8 and 9, right? We closed, and let's just say they're like, oh, we're just not gonna do all that right now. We showed them the galley on page 10. We broke it down. Hey, does that work better? And they're like, no, honey, you know, maybe later, or can we just get a couple pieces, or, you know, whatever they say, all right? Because if they don't get a galley by now, you will definitely hear, can I buy them individually? Sometimes you hear it when you're doing names and uses, right? Sometimes you hear it on the homemaker. But I'm just saying, if they by now, if they have not bought a galley, you will definitely have the, well, can I just buy individual pieces? And you don't want to be like, oh yeah, you know, because ruin your set sale. You don't want to say no because you're lying, all right? But I'm like, oh yeah, and you guys have that on the bottom of page 10. So if someone said, can I buy individual pieces, George? What do you say?
Of course.
Keep going.
However, our sets are discounted they're safer, and you'll get free stuff. If you don't mind, I'll show you our sets, and if none of them appeal to you, you can pick out whatever piece you want.
You guys see that? Cool. I'm gonna give you one extra Kathy bonus. We're gonna say that, but we're gonna say instead of if none of them appeal to you, we can pick out. I just say, oh, of course. However, our sets are discounted. After you say, of course, you're gonna just say, just so I know, what are your 4 or 5 favorites? So just write them down. So if I'm here and I'm like, hey, Kamisha, so you said you want to get pieces. I'm like, oh yeah, of course. I'm like, by the way, just so I know, what are your 4 or 5 favorite pieces?
The spatula spreader.
Okay.
The pair knife.
Uh-huh.
The trimmer. The delicate chopper.
Okay.
And the turning.
And the turning fork. Okay, awesome. Well, hey, just so you know, all of our sets are discounted. They're actually safer. You get free stuff. If you don't mind, can I show you the sets real quick? And if none of them appeal to you, we can customize this. Is that cool? Do you guys see that? All right. Why do I do this? I don't want the customer to shut off. You know, if they said, can I buy individual pieces? And you're like, oh, you know, like, and this is just an extra. This, by the way, by you saying that phrase, they're not going to shut off. I like this because I'm going to show you how I show the sets. This is a Kathy special. My manager had showed me this, and it helped me sell a lot of Cutco, and I train a lot of people that have utilized this. And I want you guys to tell me, what do you see as the difference as I show you the starter sets, okay? So I go, oh, yeah, of course. I'm like, by the way, just so I know, if you were going to make your perfect set, what are your 4 or 5 favorites? I write them down. I go, all right, cool. Well, hey, just so you know, our starter sets, our pre-made starter sets, are actually discounted. They're a way better deal. You get free stuff. You know, and I talk about that. I'm like, if it's cool with you, can I show you those real quick? I'm like, you might see something you like. If none of them appeal to you, we can customize it. Sounds good? And they're like, oh, yeah, absolutely. So then I go to show them the starters. Watch me show the starters. Ready? So, Pamisha, these are our starter sets. These are all, by the way, the payments on these all run from like $89 to like $120-ish, you know, depending on the set. So literally you're putting aside like $20 to $30 a week. Cool. So they're really neat. They're really comfortable and affordable. And whenever you're ready, we can always upgrade you to the bigger ones. Do you guys see that? So I always let them know, like, these are super easy. And whenever you're ready, we'll upgrade you later. They're like, all right, cool. So this is that galley. I already told you about this one. But let me show you these. So this one has the paring knife that you really liked. It has a spatula that you really liked. It has the turning fork that you really liked. It doesn't have the trimmer, but it does have the one we cut the rope with, the petite carver. So it's a larger one, and then it does have the shaft. It comes with table knives or without. You could get a trimmer for free or super shears. So that's a really nice set. This one here has the paring you like, the trimmer that you liked, has a petite carver, and has a spatula. It doesn't have the turning fork or the shaft. You could get one of those with that, but not both. So I'm thinking that one might be better. Let's see here. This one has the paring knife, the trimmer, the shaft that you liked, has a larger paring, which is awesome, and it has the one we cut the rope with. It does not have the spatula or the turning fork. Again, you could get one of those two for free. I still think the first one's better. This one has a paring knife you love, the trimmer you love, the spatula you loved, has the bigger carver for the turkeys, and then it has the shaft. So that's also a really good one. Comes with a sharpener for the straight edges. This one, though, instead of the block, comes in a tray for the drawer. And you could do the turning fork for free or the scissors for free, whatever you prefer. And then this one has the smaller, has the paring you like, the trimmer you like, the fork you liked, but it doesn't have the spatula or the shaft. So again, I don't know if that's a good one because you could get one of them but not both. So after seeing the sets here, and then these are more gourmet pieces. Not really what you're looking for, but this is an awesome set for people who like more alternative style cooking or to add to their current Cutco set. So after showing you these sets here, which one of these do you think would be best for you? You like this one best? Okay. And would you want to get the trimmer free, or are you cool without it for a bit? You'd rather have the scissors free?
The scissors.
Okay, that's what I thought. Most people like that. So just so you know, the price on that, if you did that set, and so with that set, you'd be getting the ones you liked, except we'd be doing the petite carver instead. You'd be doing a block for free. You'd be doing a cutting board as well, and then you'd be doing the scissors, or this is like part of the package, and you'd get the scissors for free. All right, so that includes block, cutting board, scissors, and that set would come out to $507. The deposit on it would come out to $112 today. So you guys, if you kept it on Easy Pay, it would be $28 a week. So you guys would have to do about 14 bucks each. Is that something that you guys would feel comfortable with? Okay, and you want to do the deposit or you want to pay for it in full? Deposit, all right, awesome. Classical Pearl. Okay, good choice. No, I'll write it out, all right? So what do you guys notice different as I'm showing the sets than how you might have been showing the sets?
Well, obviously, you know the product more.
Okay, but even if I didn't know, with utilizing this, how did I show the sets?
You asked her what she liked the most.
We did that first, and then as I walked through,
that's pretty much had everything she wanted.
do you guys see I was pointing out what she liked? And I was like, oh, this has this one you liked. Oh, this has this one you liked. You know, do you think my customers feel like I'm trying to sell them something they don't need?
Not if you're showing off.
Right? Did you feel that at all? Like I was trying to sell you what you don't need? What was I actually saying to you?
You have like this one might be better, but if that one didn't have it, you could get for free, but I would recommend it. But this one would be
Exactly.
better.
So they don't feel like I'm just trying to make a sale, all right? And that's not what you're trying to do. Your job is to help your customer find their comfort zone. Your job is to find what's best for your customer when? That day. And then when they're ready, we'll upgrade them later. But that's your job. They like Cutco. They want to get it, so let's find what's best for them. Let's find what's the best, what fits their best. The starter sets are the best deal if they don't get like a bigger set. Like buying individual pieces is not the best deal. Like I show my customers, I remember Olivia, actually I'm closing a sale for her later today. It's so funny, but I remember her first sale, and this was, she worked for me for a long time ago. So her and her partner are actually buying some Christmas gifts. But I was joking around with her. I remember her first sale, her customer just wanted to get a chef knife, right? So she called me and said, hey, Kat, my customer's just going to get the chef knife. And I said, okay, honey, did you write down the price for them? She's like, yeah, I did. So she wrote down and, you know, whatever, what is French chef, so 144. So she said, yeah, my customer's going to get the chef knife. I said, all right, cool. I said, hey, just so I know, what one or two other things that they possibly like if we hooked up a cool deal? All right, we always want to know that. And I said, this happened yesterday with Dusty. He was going to sell one piece, and then we ended up doing a little customized deal, and he ended up selling more, okay? So I said, hey, just what one or two other things? I said, because when they're over $100, we can actually give them something free. What one or two other things that they possibly like? She's like, oh, well, they loved everything. They just can't do it now because, blah, blah. I'm like, Olivia. Awesome. I know. If you did a great job, they love everything. What one or two, like if Cutco was falling from the sky, all right, and I was giving them something free, what one or two other things that they possibly like, so I could just show you an option for them. She's like, oh, they really love the spatula and they really love the trimmer. I said, awesome. I said, do me a favor, babe. I'm like, I want you to write something right next to it. And whenever we give you guys deals, the best way to write it. I said, I want you to write this right next to it so you can show them it, okay? I said, I want you to show them there's a deal. I said, and it has, there's a package that has the chef knife, okay? It has a trimmer you just told me that they liked. It has a spatula that you just told me that they liked. It has a paring knife for the air. It has the big carver for the turkeys. It has a tray. It has a cutting board. It has a free sharpener. And they get $125 of whatever they want for free, okay? And just so you're aware, and we just sold this to someone the other day, actually, this package is $685 value, all the stuff they get with it, all right? And if they did it, we can do a deal where it's $479, cool, is what the package would be. And the deposit, if they wanted to try it out, would come out to $106, okay? So basically, on the Easy Pay, it'd be $27 per week. I said, so I just want you to show your customer that. And if not, make sure they know if they add the trimmer because of what they're spending, you could do the spatula for free. And she goes, okay. I go, so this is what you're going to say when we hang up. I go, first of all, you got to get excited, all right? Because again, your customers feed off your enthusiasm, your excitement. So I said, you got to be like, oh my gosh, that's awesome. Like, you got to get excited. I just had a guy call me earlier, Capachetto, one of my best reps I've ever had. Like, he literally called me, unknown number. I'm like, hello? I'm like, hey, who's this? I'm like, this is Kathy. Who's this? He's like, the best rep you ever had. And I started laughing. I'm like, I've had a lot of really great reps. He's like, what? best rep ever in Florida. And I was like, and I was going to guess Kyle or Mike, but I was like, both voices sound off. And I was just like, I'm going to call you right back. I'm finishing a call. He's like, it's Kyle. I'm like, that's what I was just going to say, but shut up. I said, you and Mikey. And he's like, I can't believe this. He's like, I lost my reputation, you know. But I remember like when he started off, I was always closing his sales. He was really great. When he'd call me, I'd be like, hey, Cal, let him know if they want to do this deal, we could do blank, okay? And he's like, oh my gosh, really? Yeah, heck, that's awesome. Yeah, I'll let my customer know. When you guys are on virtual demos, don't hang up and call us. Tell them, hey, hold on a second. Go to the other line and call us. And then say, hey, Mary Lou, can I merge the call? Especially when you're new, so you could tell them the deal, let her know what they like, and then she'll tell you, okay, merge the call now, merge it, and she can just tell them. But eventually you want to learn how to say it, but you got to be excited. And he'd be like, oh, guess what? I just talked to my manager, and she said, if you wanted to do blank deal, we could do blank free, right? And like, oh, really? Okay, awesome. And I told Olivia, I said, Olivia, when we hang up, just be like, or when I tell you, like, get excited, like, oh, really? Okay, awesome. Yeah, I'll let my customer know. I said, hang up and let her know, hey, by the way, all right, and this is a key phrase. It's just so you know. All right. I don't know if Mary Lou taught you guys that. That's an advanced sales rep phrase. Did Mary Lou teach you guys that yet? Bam. This will make you a lot of money. Just so you know. All right. Every top sales rep, you'll always hear, hey, just so you know. Why do we say, hey, just so you know?
Because you're not pushing it on them.
Exactly. No pressure. Just want to make sure you know your options. All right. So when you get off the phone with us, you got to be excited. Like, oh, hey, I'm like, Miss Smith, just so you know, I just talked to my manager, and there's a package that has that chef knife that you like. I said, you're just, and tell her, say she's almost paying half the price. Like, it's a third of what she's paying is that one knife. And she gets that one, and the trimmer she liked, and the spatula she liked, and the paring knife, and the big carver, and the tray, and the cutting board, and the sharpener, and she can get $125 of whatever she wants for free. I said, you know, so the value's over $685. You'd get it for $479. And you could put down a 20% deposit, or you know, pay half, or whatever you'd want. I just want to show you that because you're almost paying half the price for one knife, and this package has a lot more for your money. Do you like that better, or you want to just go with the one? And guess what Livia's customer did, all right? Yeah, and they usually do that. And I said, and if they say no, Livia, just say, hey, well, just so you know, if you added the trimmer, you can do the spatula free. Would you want to add the trimmer and get the spatula? That's what we did with Dusty's yesterday. They added a cheese knife, we gave them a peeler free, all right? And they were super excited about that because you can always do a buy one, get one free on top of any order, by the way. Like, so when you're writing it up, hey, just so you know, if you add any piece, you can get one free. As long as what you're giving free is the cheapest thing, you can always add that onto an order that's over $100. So Lydia calls me back, and she had told me like, oh, the lady can't get anything else today because she has her wedding, because she has whatever. I'm like, dude, just write this down and hang up and go, hey, guess what? I'm like, my manager just told me this deal that I wanted to show you. Show her the deal. Say, just wanted you to know, you know, your options, just because it's a really great deal. I'm like, do you like that better? You want to just go with the tool? And Lily's like, wait, what? No, let's do that. She ended up buying that, and I helped her write it up. And she was like, what the heck? And that happens all the time. And it's just, are you excited? They get a lot more for their money, by the way. So show them deals with excitement. You're going to sell more. And so Kyle was always, he had a 15K fast star. He was always closing a lot of sales. And I would call him, and I remember he finished his 15K fast star. Mike Arrieta, one of my guys, Silver Cup champion, #1 rookie of the year that year, 2006. I had Mikey mentor him that summer. I said, Mikey, I want you to mentor Cal. It's our new stud, just finished a 15K fast star. Kid can absolutely rock it. I want him on staff. And Mikey's like, I got him, right? And Mikey, I had coached Mikey from when he was brand new. And I remember every time Mikey would call me, I would give him a deal, and I would hear like a clap noise, right? I'm like, I don't know. But I'd always hear it. I'm like, it's just so odd. But I'd be like, oh, Mikey, oh, awesome, dude, write this deal down. If they wanted to do this, write this down. And I give him the deal. He's like, oh, really? And I'd like always hear like a clap noise. I'm like, maybe he's just like, you know, like excited. And when he like here's the deal, he's like, yeah, you know, I'm gonna tell him. I don't know. So anyway, he starts mentoring Kyle. I've been working with Kyle for 10 days, right? Closing all his deals. All of a sudden, he starts working with Mikey. Kyle calls me from a demo. I start hearing that clap. I'm like, what is going on? I see him in the team meeting, and I was like, you two, come here. I was like, what's going on? And he's like, what? And I'm like, okay, every time I would hear you, and I'm like, maybe you have some weird mannerism, you get excited, you like clap, you know, for your customer or something. But now you're mentoring him, and now he's doing that same crap. What's going on? And he's like, you can't get mad, you can't get mad. And I'm like, all right, tell me. It's like, well, you know how you told us when you give us a deal to get excited? I was like, yeah. He's like, so every time when I call you, he's like, I know like you're gonna close it, because like they always get excited, because when I'm talking to you, I'm like, hey, my customer, whatever, he tells me like they're considering this or they're definitely getting this. I just wanted to see if there was any deals running, if they wanted to get one of the larger packages or whatever. And he's like, and then every time you give me the deal, I'm like, oh, really? Oh my gosh, that's awesome. Yeah, I'm gonna let them know. I'm gonna let them know right now. All right, cool. All right, I got it. Perfect. And he'd hang up, and the customer would be like, why did I just high five you? He like would always high five the customer while I was talking to him. And the customer would be like, oh, and he's like, oh yeah. I'm gonna let them know. And so he's like, I always high five them, and they're just sitting there like, he's like, all right, yeah. Okay, so we can get this. Okay, awesome. All right, I'll let him know. And he's like, and then I hang up, and I'm like, guess what? And they're like, what? And you're like, why did we just high five? He's like, my manager just told me there's a deal that has X, Y, and Z. Like, do you like that better, or you want to just go with what you're doing? And they're like, oh no, let's do that. He's like, that's what I thought. He's like, it's such a good deal. And he's like, they always buy it. He's like, they get so excited, and I started laughing. You're such a dork. He's like, are you mad? I'm like, no. I'm like, whatever, it doesn't matter. The whole point is get excited. I'm like, if you're getting excited because of that Mikey and you're closing 95% of the time, I don't care what the heck you do. Jump on your head. I don't care what you do. That's fine. Just get excited. So anyway, that's the moral of the story. But write stuff down. Call us every time we give you a deal. Don't be the person who goes, oh no, they didn't really want that. I, on my demos, will upsell 95% of the time that they're getting pieces or a smaller set into something bigger. On your demos, I typically upsell 85%, only because you guys aren't excited as I am presenting the deal. And I'll tell you, all the freaking time I get calls, oh no, they didn't want anything else. And I gave this story, I remember Taylor Max for cars, like, oh no, they can't get anything right now. And we turn no sales into sales all the time. They can't get anything right now. I'm like, dude, what one or two other things do they possibly like? Oh no, but they can't do. I'm like, if Cutco was falling from the sky, what one or two things do they possibly like? Oh, well, they like, I'm like, specifics. He's like, well, they like, if Cutco was free, what are your top favorite, tools? And she wrote down, I said, do me a favor, write this down. 2 options. 1, they could buy 3, get 1 free. We could do blank deal. Here's a deposit. 2, way better option. Write this down. This package is like $700 worth of stuff. We did the deal. It was like 4 something. I said the deposit's like $80, dude. Or the deposit for it was like $85, so it was a little bit less. I said, show them that, see if that's something they'd be excited about. I said, but you've got to be excited. And if not, that's cool. I just want to make sure they know their options. And hey, just so you know, if you wanted to start your Cutco collection today, these are some deals my manager just told me about that I didn't know existed. Hey, would you want to take advantage of that, or you still want to wait till later? Cool? I said, just ask him that. Just present the option. Calls me back. They want to do the deal. I'm like, which one? He's like, the package. His first sale was over 350, CPO, net sale. And he was just like, dang. And I remember telling that to someone, and this kid calls me, goes, my customer just wants a scissor and a spatula. I'm like, all right, cool. Hey, what one or two? Oh, no, she didn't want it. He's fighting me on the phone. I'm like, are you really doing this right now? I said, what 1 or 2 other things? Just tell me. And he was just like, I said, just ask her if Cutco was free. Or like, what do you like? He asked her. I give him a deal. I said, write this down. There's a package, and I did a basic studio with a free block and a free cutting board and free scissors and free peeler and all this stuff. It was like $600 order. Her deposit was like $90. And I said, just show her that, because the scissors and the spatula are $170. She is paying over half the price of this set, this package that we just put together. So you are doing a horrible job if you don't show her where she gets the most for her money. So just say, hey, just so you know, there's a package. You're paying half the price for these 2, and it has all of this. Do you like this better, or you want to just go with the visa? At least present it. You can feel good that you're doing your job, showing the best options. And he's like, okay. And then he calls me back, and I didn't pick up. I was on a call. And then he texted me, I need your help. I said, I'm busy. And he goes, she wants to do the deal. And I said, what deal? He goes, the package. I'm like, oh, really? And I said, you just sold a basic studio with free scissors and a peeler. Write it out. And he was like, oh. And the fact is, people like to get the most for their money. So just trust us, trust Mary Lou. When she's giving you guys deals, she's a freaking master deal maker. Even if you're dang good. Those are people like they're having no sales or whatever. We had guys, I remember, what the heck was his name? I like bumped into the airport recently. Well, one of our 10K, Benny Press, one of our 10K fast starters, he was dropping homemakers by himself, his signature, he's like, I'm the man, grand orders all the time, right? And I'm like, Manny, call from your demo. You will sell more. And he's like, all right. And I told him, I'm like, dude, I said, we had one of our girls, Claudia, that had called in. I said, Claudia was selling like between a homemaker and a signature. We gave them a sick deal, and the customer ended up buying a complete set. We gave them like $500 for free, and they were fired up, and her sale ended up being like $2,000 net sale, dude. I said, I had in one of my other guys, or Angie, she was selling a homemaker. I was like, dude, tell them to buy a signature. Ryan did the same thing. They bought a signature. We gave him $400 free. It was a win-win. Her CPO was $1,300, and the customer got hooked up. I go, just cost, we can at least show them their best option. Whatever option we give you is a win-win. Better for you, better for them. Always. And he was like, all right, next demo, call it in. Ladies, like maybe signature, probably just a homemaker, but maybe signature, what deals are there? Mary Lou gives him a sick deal. She's like, by the way, do they cook a lot? Yeah. Shows him a sick deal on complete set. Lady, he shows the lady. She's still on the phone. Lady goes, oh, wow. Yeah, I want to do that. Then he's like, oh, by the way, we have blank deal. Did you need flatware? And she told her, she goes, look at the flatware, look at the cookware, look at all the stuff, call me back. Calls back, shows everything. Long story short, $5,000 order. It was like $6,400. We gave her a bunch of stuff, like Christmas gifts and stuff for free. We said, hey, if you want to knock it all out at one time, you could get $1,000, $1,400 of whatever you want for free, and just knock it out. And the lady goes, you know what? Let's just do it. And Manny was like, you know, run it up, call that, post it on Facebook. I'm calling Mary Lou every time, you know. And I was like, I'm just saying, like, some people, like, they're ready to buy. It's a small, but you just never know. And if they say yes right away, especially one of the family sets, it's very easy to have a bigger order. Don't just get excited. A lot of times new guys want to like leave before they change their mind. No, your job's to find the best option for them, what's best for them, whatever they feel most comfortable with. All right? And I rather drop down and get something smaller than I leave and they go, oh, you know what, I shouldn't have done that, and they cancel it. I want to get whatever they're comfortable with, you know? So break it down, show them the payment, say, is that something you guys feel comfortable with? All right, awesome. You guys want to do that in Classic or Pearl? By showing the payments, it's going to help you guys out. So this, thank you, Miranda, for updating, has all the deposits. And it has the price of the set, then it has it with already the tax and the admin fee, the 5-pay, and it has the weekly. So just so you guys know, for me, on my demos, I had that with the comparison. I actually had it in a page protector. So it was like the Wusthof and Schoen, and this was on the back. And I highlighted like the homemaker and the galley, like all the 5-pay options so I can show them easily. Like I always looked at it and I'm like, oh, that would only be blank amount. And I break it down like the payments on there. So I had it in one place. Cool? So you guys can utilize that. So in terms of closing, so rewind. 1, get your 8 and 9 down so you can get comfortable, all right, and have a conversation. When you're quoting prices, write them all down, all right? Be clear when you write them down. Always show the payments so they can see what they'd be paying. So when I show this, I go, hey, this would be, you know, $264, all right, and break it down with them so they see what it is per week, all right? So I'm like, so that would be $66 per week, and my key is just break it down so they can see. For the husband and wife, that's $33 each, all right? And then when you drop down, same thing, just keep it clear, and so that way they can see it. Go break it down, because when they see that and they go, oh, what do we spend $20 a week on? Or what are like the starter sats, like what is a studio, a basic studio? It's $404. The deposit is $90 today, all right? They have to put aside $23 per week. If they're married, it's $11.50 each. Can any family afford that? If they work, can any family afford that? Absolutely, all right? So just show them so they can see, you know, what do I spend $20 a week on? What can we cut back on? You know, because again, people spend more than that on cigarettes weekly. So it's all about finding their comfort zone. Make sure you guys show them why it costs what it does and build that value with the tips I gave you guys earlier. If you guys incorporate those things, I promise you, you will see an impact in your sales. So I know I gave you guys a lot of information, but from that and from the closing, what do you feel are the things that you can impact, you know, put